Hello everybody. In this video we'll be taking a look at Axis Pause and Practice 3-3 from Simnet. For that you will need the exercise from your previous Pause and Practice exercise 3-2, which I have open here. In that you have two tables and five queries that we created in the last class. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. So you will have to save the database as so let's save the database as Axis, your initials, pause and practice 3-3. So save as, and we're going to do your initials PPA 3-3. I'm going to save it into my desktop. I'm going to click save. Okay, the next query is when this comes up, security warning, make sure the content is enabled for editing, and then create a new query in the design view. We're going to create a new query, so go to create, go to query design, and then make sure that the table agents is added first, and then let's click on add, and then click on listings, and then click add button. So make sure that these two tables are added, and then click the close button to close the show table dialog box. Okay, increase the size of the table so you're able to see all the fields. So just make sure you just make it a little bigger, click and drag. You'll be able to see all the fields here. Okay, next let's um, right click the first empty cell in the first row of the query design. Okay, in the field row, right click, and then you will see build option here, which is here. Okay, so make sure that right click on the first empty cell and select build to open an expression builder. Okay, for that let me just make it a little bit bigger so everybody is able to see. uh, so click on this, and then you can, sorry, right click on that and click the build button. Okay, this build button actually brings up the expression builder. So when you right click on the field and then click on build, it brings this button. Okay, or you could even click the builder button here on the top, whichever is easier for you. Okay, so let's go. So agent's name, left name in the expression builder box. In the expression builder box, just type it as it is, agent's name colon left, then start parenthesis and square parenthesis, first name. This first name should match the data, the field name. Okay, close comma 1, close the bracket, and two single inverted commas and a full stop in between, and last name. Okay, now close the, okay, right, and click OK. Okay, now you have entered a expression in the field. Okay, right, now drag the listing ID from the um, listings thing into the second one. So you could just leave it here. It's missing brackets. Okay, so in the previous one, I just made a small mistake. Let me correct that. Okay, now I have dragged listing ID to the second column here, which says here. Okay, next one is that drag the list price into the third cell. So list price is here. I drag it and I leave it the third cell. Okay, now the save button, click the save button. You can either click the save button on top here or right click and click save, and the name, you can give the query name as potential commission by property. Okay, click OK, and then click the run button on the query tools design tab. There's a run button, click it, and then see here you see a whole lot of the best fit option. Okay, so let's go. Now adjusting the agent's name. This one gives you all agents, but if you want to get just one or a few or one or two agents. Let's go see how to do that. Right click on the agent name and the field width. So go to agent name right there, right click, and then you can click the best fit option or whichever you want. Okay, let's say you want to select field width. Oh, sorry, if it is not displayed, sorry, this one is, let's say if it is like that, you're not able to see the whole name, you can actually right click on the agent's name and click field width and click best fit, so it'll automatically increase the field width for you. Okay, so that's okay, right. Next is editing the query to view. So let's go to view and go to design view on this. Click on design view. This takes you back to the design view of the query. And now we are right click the field, click the field cell fourth column here. So the fourth column is here. So right click on that and uh, select zoom. See, there's a zoom here. Click on zoom. This brings up a zoom menu, sub menu. So you can type inside this as potential. Make sure you type it as it is. Commission, no spelling errors or syntax. You just have to type it as is. Okay, list price, close the brackets, times 0.06. Okay, and then click OK in the zoom box. Okay, now here's another criteria. These are calculated columns. Okay, click OK, and now click on the select potential commission field if needed. Verify the show. Make sure that show option is on there. Okay, if it is not selected, make sure it is selected. Okay, right. The next one is click F4 to open a property sheet. So if you click on F4, the function key F4, or you could even open the property box here, the property sheet or the property box. This opens a property sheet. You can click either the property sheet here or F4 key on your keyboard. Okay, either way. Okay, so if the show checkbox is not selected, make sure that the show checkboxes are selected properly here. Okay, all right, so let's go to the next task. Okay, now we have the property sheet. It says click on the format property box. So there's a format property box here, and click on the drop down arrow in the side and click currency as the field. Okay, so make sure that it is currency, and then let's click on F4, press F4 to close, or you could just close this, or you could press F4 to close the property sheet. Okay, now save and test the query. Let's save the query. Right click, or you could click on the save button to save, and now let's run the query here and see. There you go. Now you have run the query. It also tells you what is the potential commission and with all the agents. So if they sell this property at this price, they might get a potential commission of this. That's the query here. Okay, so you can not only display the fields from the tables, you could also create a calculated fields. That's what it means here. Okay, now next task is adding a parameter to find the properties of an agent because the agents table source data. So click on the view button, go to design view. We are in the same query. Go to design view, and then we double click on the first name field to add into the query. Okay, so let's double click on the first name, which is here, and then it gets added here. Okay, and then double click on the last name, so it also get added here. Okay, next is type in the criteria column. We type enter, within brackets you enter the agent's first name. Okay, this will be the text that is displayed. In the last name column, we're going to enter in brackets, enter the agent's last name. Okay, and then we're going to deselect the show row in the first column, and then we are also going to deselect the show in the show row for the last name. Okay, now save the query Now, when you run this, it's going to ask you to enter the first name. Whoever's name you enter, only those records are going to be shown. Okay, so let's run the query and see. Um, let's run it. There you go. It says first name. Okay, let's enter one name, B-I-D, sorry, B-I-D-O-U. Okay, Bido. So if the first name is Bido, no, let's see what were the first names. If you want to just see a sample, you could enter the agent's first name. Let's enter Simon. When you click OK, it's going to ask you to enter the last name, B-I-D-O-U. Okay, Bido. Now, see, now it only gives you the categories which agent name is Bido. Okay, and if you remember from the last one, we had another agent called Rick Chung. So let's run let's go back to design view and then run the course again with a different name. I'm just trying with Rick. Sorry, Rick. Okay, and then Chung. If you run this, is going to return only the properties listed by Rick Chung and his potential commissions. Okay, so let's run the query for this task. They are asking us to do a name where Gerardo. Let's run the word Gerardo. Let's go back to design view and then we're going to run this again. Let's see. Enter Gerardo, Gerardo as the first name. And then let's see what is the last name here. Montoya as the last name. Montoya. Okay, so if you enter that, you're going to get the listings of Gerardo Montoya only. Okay, so this is how you enter a calculated field and a user input query. Save your query and close it. If you want, you can save it or you don't have to. Close the query and then save your file. That's the end of Pause and Practice 3-3. Thank you.